The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The Tao is both named and nameless. As nameless, it is the origin of all things. As named, it is the mother of 10,000 things. Ever desireless, one can see the mystery. Ever desiring, one sees only the manifestations. And the mystery itself is the doorway to all understanding. Welcome to Tao Tuesday on a Wednesday. Way to go, Jonathan. The first time, getting it right from the beginning, you know, that's my specialty. Man, I want to start out by just saying this book is absolutely amazing. If you are interested in studying the Tao Te Ching and reading about Tao Te Ching, this is amazing because here you also get Dr. Wayne Dyer. You know I love Dr. Wayne Dyer. You also get like his reflections upon it. So it's really nice. Like sometimes reading highly spiritual poetry is very beautiful, but it's a little difficult to understand. But here with his reflections, like he kind of gets the ball rolling, so you then can go back and then start creating like your own understanding about the Tao. It's a very beautiful book. And my God, so I've been living this book for a week now. It's been really nice. I have already learned a lot. And the first thing that really got whispered, the first thing that the Tao whispered in my heart was allowing. Allowing to allow. And this is actually also what I've gotten from all of these words. It's like this certain theme of allowing. Now this is the beauty. This is the beauty about books like Tao Te Ching, which is so highly poetic and highly spiritual, is that they are always fitting you wherever you are. So right now the message for me is allowing. When I go on and read this for the second time next year, whenever that would be, right, then the message will be different. I will get a new understanding, and another person will get another understanding. Like that's the beauty with, that's the beauty. I don't know, that's the beauty with, that's the beauty really, that the Tao is there and the Tao is working and always bringing the message through that is fitting for you right now. So, well, since you are here, then this message is probably also for you. I will do my best in expressing. I get this already from the first verse. Now listen to this. Ever desireless, one can see the mystery. Ever desiring, one sees only the manifestations. And the mystery itself is a doorway to all understanding. So what I understand from this is, ever desireless, one can see the mystery. Being desireless is being with an empty mind. Being desireless, and this is really where allowing comes into place, is allowing things to be the way they are, allowing things to express themselves the way they wish or it wishes to express itself, right? Now, for example, being with a partner, it's very easy to desire one's partner to be something else than they are. But allowing is getting free from that desire and actually allowing them to be exactly the way they are, and allowing situations to be exactly as they are. Now let me look at my notes here. How much of our suffering comes from us desiring that things are different or in another way than they actually are? Like how much of our suffering is like that? It is so much. It is so much. Like I wish I was not here right now, wish I was in another place, wish I had more money, blah blah blah, you know, etc, etc, etc. All of this is really the desiring. Desire less, being desireless, allowing has such a profound depth to it, really, because not only is it allowing, it's also allowing and then returning softly to the heart, returning to the Tao. So with allowing, then everything everything gets us closer to the Tao, because like just notice for a moment in your mind throughout the day how much you're desiring, all of the time. But then allowing is letting that desire go, right? Allowing is letting that desire go and returning to the heart and returning to the Tao. Now, but here's a funny thing. This is what my master told me, and it really got stuck with me. Who are you to allow anything? Right? Like, who are you to allow anything? It's such an ego trip. Oh, I am allowing things to be the way they are. You know, it's such an ego trip, really. So be very careful with that. Don't go into the ego. Don't be like, oh, I am allowing. No, don't go that way. Don't go that way. That's not what we are looking for here. We're just looking for returning to the Tao. We're just looking for releasing ourselves from the suffering. And really releasing ourselves from the suffering is just allowing things to be the way they are. Right now, my neck is actually hurting a little. And for the longest of time, I would always desire for it to be not, right? I always desire for the pain to go away. And what I more find myself in doing now is I am allowing the pain to be there, and also seeing a certain journey in, well, so I want to resolve this pain and steering my boat that way. Soon I'm uploading a video about habits, and like I'm desiring this to change. So I am having that desire. I'm putting the desire out in the world, but I'm giving it, right? I am giving my desire to the Tao, and then I am allowing it to be. I know I have given my desire, so I say, well, this is the direction that I want. Giving that to the Tao and allowing it to unfold and express the way it is. Like we're just putting the energy there, right? Planting the seed. Also, like how quickly are we to judge? How quickly are we to judge? You know, very quickly. Let me actually give an example from, I think it's the second verse. Yeah, look at this. The second verse of the Tao. Under heaven, all can see beauty as beauty, only because there is ugliness. All can know good as good, only because there is evil. That is beautiful. Like, that is so much to the point as anything can be. Under the heaven, all can see beauty as beauty, only because there is ugliness. Now it's talking about this duality, right? It's talking about the duality. It's talking about the yin yang. When we judge, we always judge from this duality. Like, we never judge anything where there's not an opposite. Then the judgments makes no sense, right? So we only judge a beautiful man or a beautiful woman because of the concept of ugliness. There's an ugly woman, an ugly man, and we always judge in this, and it has like a certain energy to it, right? So if I see a beautiful person, the judgment is positive, and I'm getting filled up with like such a positive and loving emotion. But now if it's the negative, is an ugly person, then the judgment is very harsh and unkind. But so the sage lives openly with apparent duality and paradoxical unity. The sage can act without effort and teach without words, nurturing things without possessing them. He works, but not for rewards. He competes, but not for results. Still the second verse. So the sage can live openly in this apparent duality and the paradoxical unity. So how does one do that? Well, getting back to the first verse, ever desireless, one can see the mystery. Ever desiring, one only sees the manifestations. So ever desiring, one lives in the duality. Ever desireless, one lives in the paradoxical unity. So all of this judgment, judging people as good or as bad, as ugly or beautiful. What about just allowing things to be what they are? Just allowing things to be the way they are. That there is no ugliness, there is no beautiful, there is no good, there is no bad, there's no evil. Just allowing things to be the way they are. And again, returning to the Tao, right? So it's allowing and returning to the Tao, returning to the heart and being with the Tao in anything. Now, if my desire is to be desireless, then I have learned nothing, right? Then we have not gotten anywhere. Then my desire is to be desireless, and though it may seem productive, and though it may seem like the right way, I'm still desiring. I'm just desiring to be desireless. So I'm not going the right way. It's a trap. It is giving the desire, allowing the desire, and then softly returning to the Tao, returning to the heart. Yeah, man, I have to say this book is very beautiful. The third verse of the Tao. Practice not doing. When action is pure and selfless, everything settles into its own perfect place. What more do we want than exactly that? Everything settles into its own perfect place. What more do we want than exactly that? Really? Again, I really practice not doing. How does one not do? Maybe not doing is do without desire. Be desireless and act from there, act from the heart. Maybe that is not doing. I don't know. When action is pure and selfless, everything settles into its own perfect place. How do we make actions that are pure and selfless? We return to the Tao. It's always about returning to the Tao, man. That's what I'm getting. Like allowing. If you have like a selfful behavior, well then see it as what it is. You desire to get to let it go, and then give that desire to the Tao, and allow the desire to be then. Allow the selflessness, the egocentric part of you, allow it to be there and return to the Tao. Just allow and return to the Tao, because then it's like, then it has no grip, right? It's kind of like that. Then it will just flow away in the wind. It's kind of like that, and you're just returning to the Tao. Always just returning to the Tao, allowing things to be the way they are, and returning to the Tao. Then we don't get upset about stuff. For example, I had a little problem with the camera before, and I got really upset instead of allowing it to be. But then it's also like, so, but then I got upset, you know. Then don't go into the, oh, I should just allow this to be, you know, I shouldn't be upset about this. No, I am upset about this, so I'm going to allow me being upset and returning to the Tao. Look at that. The fourth verse of the Tao. I'm gonna read that. I want to tell a story first. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm gonna tell a story first. So about this selfless practice not doing. When action is pure and selfless, everything settles into its own perfect place. I want to share a story. Me and my fiance, we went on a trip to Quito for a big event with OmniLife. And when we were returning in the bus, we got in to this restaurant, and like we were a whole bus full getting into this little restaurant that was at the road. So quite suddenly, like 30 people just comes into the restaurant. Then there's like rush on, you know, like then they really have to cook very fast. And they did, and they were very busy. They were very stressful. Many people did not get their food right away because they had to like make a huge portion of chicken. So people were like, where's my chicken? I haven't got my food yet. And my fiance's family has a restaurant, so she knows that feeling. She works in a restaurant. She knows that feeling. So very, very, very selfless, and very pure. She just gets up and starts taking the dishes out and giving them to them in the kitchen. She just starts doing that. Seeing her then doing that, then I was like, well, follow her lead, really. I saw, wow, this is such a kind act of her. I'm gonna help. So then I was following her lead. She is very beautiful of her. And then we took our table, all of the plates, and gave them. Then I looked around and I was like, well, all of the other tables are also full, so might as well. So then me and her, we went around to all of the tables, and all of the empty plates, we took them, and then we gave them to the kitchen, which was a huge help for the restaurant. A huge help, and it was really kind of us. And it was selfless. Like, I did not expect anything. I did not want anything. I still wanted to pay for my food. Like, I had no thoughts of this. But then the thoughts started to come. And it's like, oh, I'm doing this so selfless. Right then it came. I'm so selfless right now. This is selfless service. This is so kind of me. Man, like, they're probably going to tell me that I don't have to pay for my food. And then I can be kind and insist on paying for my food. Wow, you know, that's so kind of me. Then all of these very egocentric thoughts started to come, and then I was like in a conflict with those. I was like, no, I don't want to think this. Like, I wanted this to be selfless. What's happening? Now it's not selfless. Now it's selfful. Now it's egocentric. Now I'm doing it for me. Now I want something in return for them. Want people to see how kind I am. Want people to see how good I am. You know, and I was in a conflict with that. Of course, the answer is allow and return to the Tao. Ah, look at that, it's rhyming. Allow and return to the Tao. I love that. Allow and return to the Tao. It's rhyming. Allow and return to the Tao, right? And well, that's what I did, and we cleaned it all, and then we got nothing. You know, we didn't even get a thank you. We got nothing, which I thought was ironic and very funny and beautiful. You know, a sense of humor from the Tao, because I was thinking so much about what I would receive from this. So yeah, that was really fun. Now the fourth verse and the last for today. Now, when I'm reading the verses, I'm not reading the whole verses. I'm just reading a part that really resonated with me. So it's not the whole verse, but I wanna about allow and return to the Tao. About returning to the Tao, here is what this beautiful, beautiful poetry says about the Tao. Within it, the sharp edges become smooth, the twisted knots loosen, the sun is softened by a cloud, the dust settled into place. Wow, that is beautiful, man. I think that is very beautiful. This book is very beautiful. The Tao Te Ching is very beautiful. Allow and return to the Tao. That is definitely the theme for me, have to say. And also all of the wonders, like returning to the Tao, return to the heart. It's like, it also brings with it this faith that the Tao is living and expressing itself through everything, you know, and working in everything. Everything is the Tao. The Tao is the mother of all things, right? The origin of everything that is. Yeah, and living and conscious, you know, and this faith, this getting in and listening, allowing. It's also like, so when we allow, we put our attention away from that, and then we're going inwards. Allow and return to the Tao. We put our attention away from that, and then we go inwards. And inwards is where we really feel the Tao, is where we feel the love, is where we feel like, what do we really want? And it's where we can hear the whisper, when the Tao's whispering in our heart, very softly and beautiful. See, we get to this desireless place. It's when we just allow things to be, we return to the heart, we return to the Tao. Yeah, so that is definitely the message of this video. Thank you for watching. My God, this book is beautiful. I am excited to continue. Have to say, it's a beautiful book. I hope that you received that you got something out of it and that you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe if you want more. And wow, well, next week, next chapters. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm so excited. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And have a beautiful day, have a beautiful life. Of course, be happy.